If he makes it hard, he'll make it hard. If it's easy night, it's easy night. I'm ready for whatever. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's hard, and I don't care if it's easy, whether or not. It doesn't matter to me. I'm ready to just go in there, seek and destroy him, and just take everything away from him.
Happy Wednesday, fight fans. This is the Dazn Boxing Show. I go by the name of Ak.
And I'm Barack the Boxing Bully.
We got the young star in the building today. Ryan Garcia will be joining us. First, we have to talk about this AJ Usyk rematch. Is it going to happen? Looks like it's not going to happen. Then the next day, it looks like it is. We don't know, but we have to get into all of these details right now. It's the opening bell. Eddie Hearn told us earlier this week that he expects Anthony Joshua's next fight to be the rematch against Alexander Usyk. Well, now we're seeing some conflicting reports on social media as Mike Carpenter reports that Usyk was given permission from Ukraine's sports minister to leave the country during war to train for the AJ rematch. Usyk's manager, Egis Klimas, responded to Carpenter calling his report fake. Now, Barack, a lot going on social media. You know, according to Egis, looks like he doesn't even need permission to leave the country if he wanted to because he has 3 children. We don't know the laws in the Ukraine, but we know that Egis is upset at Mike Carpenter. He is saying that all his news, as far as this news about Usyk is not real. It's fake. Are we going to see the rematch come June?
Who knows? But this is another person calling out Mike Carpenter, you know. I know a lot of news is real what Mike reports, but this is one of those stories that it's not just fake to Egis, it's insulting to Egis, and understanding that this is a sensitive subject. You know, people are at war, people are dying, and should not be something that we just take lightly and we just throw out. I think we should 100% fact check and then check again if we're going to say anything concerning this. Now, talking about the fight, I think the fight is too big not to be made. But if Usyk is tied up doing a noble thing in defending his country, then we probably will see Anthony Joshua fight an interim fight. Now, if what Eddie Hearn says is true and Joshua wants these killers, damn, I mean, respect to him, but that's crazy. We might not see that Usyk fight.
Listen, I mean, I want to see AJ fight. Even if it's against Luis Ortiz, if it's against a George Joyce, if it's against a Deontay Wilder, come on, that's a fight that nobody's going to protest, you know, and people will fill up any arena, whether it be here or in the UK, for that fight. And the fact that he's willing to fight anybody else, again, to your point, credit to him. Now, obviously, this is a priority to Usyk, his country, and defending it. So I think right now it's a sensitive subject. I think people need to tread lightly. Obviously, Egis was annoyed by those, by Mike's report. So we need to focus on the facts here. Meaning, once Eddie Hearn and Matchroom have a conversation with Usyk and his team, and once they put out a press release with facts, meaning, is Usyk going to leave the country to train for this rematch? Yes or no? Is that true? No more guessing, no more playing around, no more sources and rumors. Let's get to the facts and then we'll report this, we'll address this. As of now, we don't have any facts about this. We hope that, Usyk in this country, we hope this war ends rapidly. That's first and foremost. And then we'll get back to boxing as far as Alexander Usyk. So keep it locked on DAZN News for more on this developing story and all things boxing. Now it's time to chop it up with our guy, Ryan Garcia.
What's up, Ryan?
What's up, everyone?
Listen, Ryan, good to see you. It's been a while, and I know you've been talking to media, but you haven't spoken to us in a while. So I just want to touch on a few things. First off, the world knows you've been training with Joe Goose, and I want to know, how did that happen? Was it somebody that recommended him? Did you always have a relationship with Joe? Was that your first thought when you said, okay, I need somebody that's going to give me the right time? It's Joe. Tell me how that transpired.
It kind of just happened pretty quick. So it felt right when I got the options on who I wanted to train me next. And Joe just, when you feel something right and special, you got to go with that. So that's what I did.
And when you got to the gym, did you continue to feel that connection right away the first day of training?
Yeah, for sure. Joe's one of the type of trainers that he's kind of like old school. And I base a lot of my game on like a lot of old school type of fighters. And I throw my punches and I deliver them like an old school type of fighter. With a mixture of, obviously new school boxing and technique and whatnot. But it just fit perfect with the way I fight. And I think that we're going to do a lot of special things coming in probably the next 10 years.
Mm. Whoa, 10 years. You said you was going to retire at 26. I know the pandemic took a year from us, but what's up?
Yeah, there's a lot of things change. A lot of things change,
Right.
A lot of things are said at moments. I don't think I could get away from the game, honestly. I thought I was going to have more fights. A lot of things that happened shortly in my career, kind of sporadic, but that's just always been a part of my life. It's never easy, but I think it's definitely I think I'm coming into just a lift off and just nonstop, just destroying people. And I think I'm really going to come into my own. And you're going to see a lot of special things.
Do you think that the time away from the sport made you realize how much you really love it and how maybe you don't want to leave right away? You want to stay for a while. Was it that gap, in between fights?
No, I definitely don't think it was that, because one thing about me, a lot of people don't understand, my mentality is a lot different than you perceive it on the internet. My mentality is, I want to eat everything up. I don't want to do the normal stuff. So I couldn't, my competitive spirit never left. It's more for me, what happened outside of the ring had a lot to do, a mixture of understanding outside of things, how they could catch up to you, not only physically, spiritually, so there's a lot of battles that I had to go through, but every man has to go through one of those, and I came out on top with God, and now I'm ready to go into battle. I'm a warrior by heart, and you're gonna see that come out April 9th for sure.
Yes, sir. All right, listen. Have you spoken to Oscar De La Hoya recently about a Kambosos fight?
Oh yeah, definitely. That's a fight I definitely would want. There's a reason everyone's licking their chops. Everyone wants all them bouts, man. Ooh, man, orthodox fighter. Ooh, I could. Not tricky, kind of just right there. Everybody's licking their chops to get those bouts. Right. I try to hop in it quick.
So in other words, you think that he had all the stars lined up for Kambosos that night against Teofimo. If they were to rematch, do you think Teofimo would beat him? Do you think that was just a lucky night for him?
I don't want to call it a lucky night.
Right.
When I said the things I said with Chris Mannix, I didn't mean it as, trying to discredit his victory. I'm just calling it how I see it, They asked me a question, I gave my opinion on it. I know Teofimo, I don't know him, but what I've seen in the past, he's a lot more skilled than what he showed that night.
Right.
And what I seen was a guy that was underestimated, and a guy that probably shouldn't have gotten that victory if everything was correctly, Teofimo was 100% and at his top level. I think that he doesn't get the job done. Now, that's not George Kambosos' fault. That's Teofimo's fault. So really, at the end of the day, congratulations to George Kambosos, who's a good fighter, but I think there's a reason why everyone's looking their chops, and he has a chance to prove all these fighters wrong. So I could say a lot, he could say a lot, which he has, and at the end of the day, we just got to go in there and see whose words stay true.
You training with Joe Goosen. I know Joe. He's a very cerebral guy. He said that he knew you since you was a kid, and he always actually wanted to work with you. Can you name one thing that's totally different that only he's bringing out of you, or only he's showed you?
I would say he's giving me that same energy that not a lot of people could bring out of me. He's one person that could push me mentally and get more out of me, because usually I'm a maniac. You know, you don't have to tell me to go do something. But he could ignite something even more. So I think we're on the same wavelength on that. I think that, you know, he's one of those people that I just connect with. He has that type of mentality, like something that you just got to feel in the gym. And yeah, everybody else kind of, you know, it's different, you know, different kind of relationship. But with Joe, it's like I'm willing to go in there and die for the fight.
Now, look, you mentioned Kambosos, but, you know, he looks like he might be fighting Devin Haney. So for the straps, you might be fighting Devin Haney, you know, if he should beat Kambosos. But there's another guy that's been on your list for a very long time, and that's Gervonta Davis. Have you and Joe had a conversation about the matchup and stylistically between you and Gervonta, and what does he say about that fight?
Well, we don't want to, obviously, we haven't been looking past Tago.
Right.
He's a good fighter, and he'll be in there for the fight. So we're kind of focused on that. We've had little discussions about future opponents, and you know, we have our thoughts and our, you know, evaluations. But right now, we're just focused on Tago.
Yeah. Well, what does Tago do anything that's going to give you any problems on April 9th on DAZN?
We should see. You know, it all depends on him. I'm there. You know, I'm ready to throw some dukes. So, you know, whether he could take one or not. If he makes it hard, he'll make it hard. If it's easy night, I'm ready for whatever. You know what I mean? I don't care if it's hard, and I don't care if it's easy. Whether or not, it doesn't matter to me. I'm ready to just go in there, seek and destroy him, and just take everything away from him.
You ain't trying to go to distance.
I never try to go to distance. My objective is never to go to distance. I'm always trying to give the fans a great fight. You know, most of these fighters, they have the mentality just to win. Yeah, that's good. I'm just here for the W. Nah, that don't settle with me. I'm a whole different person. My mentality is how can I destroy this man? Where can I get him out of here? You know, because I could box, I could move, you know, jab, steal the rounds, blah blah blah. I'm not here to play that game in the ring. I'm here to really hunt you down and destroy you, and that's respectfully.
What was your toughest fight so far? Was it Luke?
Yeah, I mean, Luke obviously is the toughest fight, but because he caught me with a good shot. You know, he caught me a shot I didn't see, but I was winning that fight pretty comfortably, and I probably would have got the job done perfectly if I didn't get hit with that shot. You know, I would have won all the rounds and knocked him out in the 7th round, you know, if I didn't get dropped. But he caught me with a good shot. You know, all I could do is improve and hope, you know, I could not get caught with a shot like that again. So it is what it is. He's a southpaw. He's tricky. He did a good little feint, caught me on the chin, but I got right back up and I went and finished the job. I knocked him out. There shouldn't even be a discussion. Yeah, he got me with a shot, but I came up and I knocked him out. There's no, I didn't let him get to 12. None of that.
No. I mean that voids the knockdown. Like you knocking him out and stopping him, it's over. Look,
you know, Turner, got knocked down. Oscar De La Hoya got knocked down. Everybody got knocked down. But what did he do when he got up? They would run you over.
The problem now is that today's society and today's fans, they don't look at that as courage. They don't look at that as heart. They don't look at that as a good thing. When Oscar got knocked down and got up and he won the fight, that was a bonus. That was a plus. When all of these great fighters went through adversity, that was a plus to their career. Nowadays, it's like, oh, you got knocked down. You suck.
Hey, Ryan, before we get out of here, one last question. Look, obviously a lot has gone on with this transition, a lot of words back and forth between you and Canelo. You guys look like you had a real genuine good relationship. Do you think at some point when the smoke clears, you'll be able to sit down with him and you guys have, kind of continue that friendship and mend this tension?
I mean, I would hope so, right? I would hope that we could come back and just be good friends because, that was a special time in my life. Obviously, as a young kid, I went into the gym around like 19 years old, stayed there for about 5 fights over 4 years, I think. And, I appreciate those moments, but obviously there's a new chapter now. But I don't have no hard feelings towards him. I wish him the best, and I think he's obviously a great person and a great fighter.
So good luck on the 9th, and we'll see you in Texas, champ.
Let's do it. Let's get it.
Okay, Ak, unfortunately, we might be getting a little closer to Mike Tyson taking on Jake Paul. Iron Mike revealed on Hot Boxing, his own podcast, just how much money it would take for him to lace them gloves back up to fight the problem child. And in case you're wondering how much, it's $1 billion, Ak. You know, a light billion to get Mike Tyson back in the ring at 55 years old.
Yeah, I mean, that's just talk, Barack. I mean, it sounds good on the, on the pod.
No, it does not sound good.
No, I mean, the reality is that if there's a real offer on the table, let's say of $50 million or maybe close to 100, somewhere between 50 and $100 million, Mike Tyson, I'm not saying that he's going to be paid that. I'm saying if that number is really solid, Mike will come back. It's not going to take $1 billion. That's a nice way of saying, I don't really want to come back. I'm not going to come back for $5, $10 million. I might not even come back for $20 million. You start talking $50 million, there's going to be a different conversation. Trust me.
Okay. Hello, Mike? Yeah, I'm sorry, Mike. Forget what you just said personally. Ox said you're coming back for $50 million. Oh, my God.
No doubt. That's my take. Who knows? Anyway, listen, we love what Mike's doing, man, and maybe he doesn't need to be back in the ring. But like I always say, Barack, money talks, man. But as of now, no Jake Paul, no Mike Tyson fight, all right? That's our show for today. Peace and love. Stay safe. See you tomorrow.